going to look at issues of gender to understand the concept of gender. So what do you understand by the term, the concept, gender? Anybody? Yes, please.
Do I understand gender? Seems like a biological or physiological difference between people.
So it is biological differences. Okay, biological differences. For example,
You can see a girl and a boy. They have different identities.
So you're saying a girl,
A boy.
you have a girl, and you have a boy. Those are biological differences. Now, are these biological differences here, a boy and a girl, in which sense? Are you saying because the girl is female and the boy is male? Is that what you're talking about? Those are the differences. When they are biological differences, they have to do with male and female. Okay? Those male and female, the male is attached to the boy and the femaleness is attached to the girl. So there are differences in the biology, in the biological makeup. Yeah? Now that one we term it sex. Yes? Those are the chromosomes. Yes? The DNAs. What makes us? What makes us male? What makes us female? But if we look at the social differences between a girl and a boy, that becomes gender. Yes? The biological differences is what makes us male, female. But we are not born a woman, we are born male, female, isn't it? Male, female, male. Okay? And we are not born man, woman. What do? We learn to become a woman, we learn to become a man. Okay. So what else is gender? So we said these are social differences. Yes? Social differences. What else? What do you think gender is? Yes, please. Roles. Okay, so roles that society describes, assigns to the different sexes. Okay? That create differences. So what roles do women and men do? What roles do women do? So women roles and male roles. So what do women do? Yes?
They raise up children.
They raise children. Raise children. What else do they do?
They do domestic.
Yes?
They do domestic.
They do domestic work. What else? What else do women do? You have mothers at home, yes? Mm-hmm. They take care of their family. Care roles. Yes, they care for the family, they care for the sick, they are part of the family, they care for the little ones. What else? Anything else your mom does? Yes.
I think provides food for children.
Provides only the children?
All the families.
Okay, provides food. Food for family. What else? What else? What What else do your mothers do at home? Yes.
They mind the children.
They mind the children. That is the care roles. Mind children. What else? Yes? They groom the children.
That is ministry.
They groom, that is also care. Groom the children. What else do they do? Yes?
They support their husbands in advisory services.
So they support husband in advisory services. Support husbands. This is very important. I have to put the advisory because some people don't think that women do it, but provide advisory services. Okay, what else? Yes.
They also are involved in the direct day-to-day planning of the family activities.
So they plan for the family. Direct, and we have to put there direct. Planning for family. Anything else we haven't said there? We are fine? What of male roles? Yes. Protection. The man is supposed to provide protection. What else? Protection. What else? Yes? Head of the family, heads the family. Yes? Provides basic needs. Basic needs. What else? Yes? Makes decisions. He leads. Have you heard that? Have you heard that phrase?
Yes.
The man leads in decision making. MDM. Huh? What else is that? What else are the responsibilities of the man? Yes.
Provides education.
Provides education. Leads. Basic needs is here. Oh, provides what? Oh, not education. Basic needs. Basic.
These ones are confusing between basic needs and education. Education is not under basic needs.
It's different.
Basic need is shelter, food.
Those kind of things. And so education is on its own. So what else does the man do? What else? Yes.
He also oversees and supervises family activities.
Oversees, supervises, family activities. Okay. We can go on and on, yeah? We can go on and on. And here we are saying that there are differences in roles. So we have the roles here, okay? We have the male roles and we have the female roles. And you can see they are different. Are these roles, are we born with them? We are assigned. And if we are assigned, who makes them? Society makes them. Who constructs them? Society constructs them. So gender is what? Is a social construct. Okay? So gender is a social construct. Because what have we done? We have actually assigned these roles. Tomorrow I can wake up and say, in this country, it is actually the men who groom children, who care for children. Yes? And I have reassigned that row to the other group. Okay? Okay. Now, we are looking at these rows here. We can also say they are somehow responsibilities, isn't it? We can say they are responsibilities. So we can say differences in responsibilities. Who does what? We can say obligations. We are using different words, isn't it? And so we are saying who does what, who is in charge of what? Yes? That is gender, isn't it? So, in other words, gender has so many things in it. Yes? It has so many things. We are saying it is the social differences. We are saying that these can be roles, and the roles we have highlighted them, and we are saying they're totally different. As a woman, you in most cases they are telling you you don't protect the family. It is the man who does what? Protects the family. But I can get up in the morning, the woman can say, you're no longer the protector, I'm the protector. Or the man can say, from now on, I've given up my protection role. You're the protector. And so we can reassign them. And so if we reassign them, then we can say that gender can change, isn't it? That gender changes. It is not static. Changes. That these things here, we can reassign them. Okay? Responsibilities, obligations can be reassigned. What else can we say gender is? What else? Anything else? We can say their perceptions. Yeah? Do we look at men and women as being the same? No? So we can say their perceptions actually. And so, when we are looking at perceptions, let's go here. When you think of a man and you think of a woman, what characteristics do you assign them? Let's take, for example, a woman. When you think of a woman and you want to describe the woman, how would you describe that woman? Yes? She's precious. Oh, this one I've never heard. Precious. She's precious. Mm-hmm. What else? Yes? Hardworking. What else? How would you be responsible? I want to see what's coming up. How do you describe your mothers, your sisters? Don't think about your mothers. Think about the woman. What you've had, comments you've had, how a woman is described. Don't think about your mothers, your grandmothers, your sisters. No? Woman. Yes. They are beautiful. But that's true. They say that women are beautiful. Yes. They are patient. Yes.
So
Caring. Yes.
Compassionate.
They are compassionate. Oh, I like these ones. Compassionate. Yes,
They are sexual objects.
They are sexual objects. Sexual objects. What else? Have you heard? Yes.
They are also described as the weaker sex.
They are weaker sex. Weaker sex. Yes. That's what you heard, okay? Yes?
They are like children.
They are like children. They are like children. They require special care. Yes? They are helpers. They are male helpers, in other words. Male helpers. Okay, what else? In other words, this list can go on and on and on. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, what of the man? When you hear the word man, what comes to your mind? Don't think of your daddy, don't think of your grandfather, think of man. Yes. Strong. Strong. Well, I should put in capitals. Strong. What else? Yes.
Overall manager of your family.
Overall manager. Overall manager. Manager of family. Yes? Very. The other one was hard working. This one is very hard working. Yes. Leader. Yes, the lady. They are brave. Yes, the gentleman in green.
Overall decision maker.
Overall decision maker. Yes.
They are resilient.
They are resilient. Yes.
They are also handsome.
They are answerable. Handsome. So they are handsome. And
They solve problems.
they are problem solvers. Problem solvers. Yes? They are cunning. This one now is coming out as a new one. They are cunning. Yes? They are what? Courageous. Courageous. Yes?
Intelligent.
They're intelligent. Yes?
They are aggressive.
They are aggressive. Yes? They are muscular. Okay. Yes?
They are breathing.
They are breathing. Okay. So, yes? They are role models. And the lady, the last
Jealous.
one, they are jealousy. Role models. Okay, they are jealousy. The list can go on and on, isn't it?
Yes.
Now I'm going to ask you a question. When we say men are very hardworking, are all men hardworking? No. So we put an X there. Are all men leaders?
Yes.
Not all.
Yes.
How many say yes? How many say no? Okay. So we are going to say yes? Yes.
But according to that, in the making of a man, man is a leader.
In the making.
Yes.
So when you were born, when you were coming out of your mother's womb, you were a leader.
Not all men are leaders.
Why?
There are some who, after you've been born, they don't take care of you. They leave that responsibility of being a leader.
Yes?
All men are leaders.
Okay.
Because a man is the one who leads the family. It is the family which will be spearheaded by a man. However, a man marries a woman, the man will take control of her.
The woman. Okay. Yes?
I believe in him because
You believe in him.
the way how this society was created from the beginning, I've been seeing on the men and the leaders on the top, and the ladies have been having just a little say. The men, so they continue to be leaders.
Can we have examples? Where did I see heads of Africa? Yes? Heads of Africa. These are heads of Africa. Africa. We have Ellen Solif. Yeah? She's where? Leader. We have Teddy N in Mauritius. Yes? But currently we have women leaders in UK, we have women leaders in Germany, we have, yes?
Yeah, now so much women are now leaders, but under normal circumstances, a man is a leader because you being a leader does not mean that you also lead the family. So there is a certain there is a certain context where small where you find also a man is a leader. Cannot be that is not leading.
Okay.
What I mean, like you said, not all gender depends. Reason being that it depends on the intellectual capacity.
Okay. And the grooming. Okay. So then we are right to say that we put there a T, but we cross it. Yes? Meaning that some men are leaders, some are not. Yes? And are all men brave? No. Are all overall decision makers?
Yes.
But what about female-headed households?
They also make decisions.
The married ones. The men are the decision makers. So it means not all men are decision makers. Yes.
Decisions, I want to inform that sister of mine that decisions are not made in marriage. Decisions are made in every aspect of life, not only marriage. You can always get that in certain gatherings. There can be very many views from people. But when a man comes up to say, no, let us follow this, you always find people responding to it in a certain way.
Okay.
So
are they all then decision makers?
we cannot say that all
Overall. So they are not overall. I will give you an example. A long time ago in my country, Consolata Kabonesa is from Port I'm on Toro Lady. Yes? In my culture, when there was a group meeting like this one, men, and they would discuss issues and get confused. And then they would task the leader, the head, the leader. They would ask him, what do you think they does? He would say, I need to sleep over it. So the meeting would be recalled the following day. He has going to do what? To sleep over the issue, think about it, and come with an answer in the morning. So the chief would go home and call the wife, Kanyange, whatever the name is. Why too? She can't. And then she says, you see, this and this and that. Kanyange would say, that one. You do this and this and that. And the chief would say, He would never say yes or no. And then he would give another issue. Kanyange would give the explanation, the answer, or whatever it is. The chief would go, You see, he's saying, oh, so that's how it is. But you're saying, Huh? You're responding to the answer given. And so, in the morning when they would go back, he would say, I have really thought about this issue, and it should be like this and this and this and this and that. From where? From Kanya. Who is the wife? Who is the wife in the home? And so, not all men are decision makers, and not all women are either decision makers. Okay? So, are all men resilient? He thinks so. Are all men resilient? Men are resilient. So we put there an X or a T. Are all men resilient?
Yes.
I'm going to put a T, an X. And I will tell you why not all men are resilient. When a man loses a wife, and if he doesn't have a girlfriend somewhere else, it takes him a very short time he's dead. Because, yeah? Think about your villages. Yeah? And this is proven by the way. It is written about. It is in research that when older men lose their wives, they don't know where to start. Because the wife is the one who is making the socks ready for the man, the shirt ready, the shoes ready, the underwear ready. The man does not know where to get it. The coat ready. So now the man doesn't know whether I should wear this jacket or whether the socks are matching. He gets lost, gets depressed, can develop high blood pressure, can develop sugar, anything, he goes away. So not all men are resilient. Okay? Whereas research has shown that when a woman loses a husband, what happens? What happens? Before she gets another man, she becomes vibrant. And at times, actually, she doesn't even get another man, but she gets involved in her own home. She starts producing, she becomes very vibrant. Okay? So not all men are vibrant. Are all men handsome?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. That's a yes. Okay. All men problem solvers. So we can go through all these. We can go through all these and assess them and say yes or no or somewhere in the middle. And in most cases, we are going to find out that some are, some are not. Some are, some are not. Some are, some are not. So we go on this list. Are all women precious? Yes. Yes? No. No? Are all women hardworking? No. And you can see how it came. No. Here it wasn't like that. So in other words, women are lazy. Yes. Are all women lazy? No. Are all women responsible? Are all women beautiful? But here you said all men were handsome. Are all women patient? No. Are all women caring? No. Are all women compassionate?
At least.
Are all women considered sexual objects? Yes. Now, it comes when you're thinking of your mother. Yeah? When you're thinking of your sister, those ones are not. But as far as you're concerned, women are sexual objects. But you don't differentiate. But when you think of your mom, you say, no, my mom, no. My sister, no. But the other women, sexual objects. And then are all women weaker sex? In which sense? The woman who can carry a baby for 9 months, and she's carrying, and the tongue is here, and the pot is here, and the other baby is here, and you say she's a weaker sex for 9 months? No. They are like children. They are male helpers. This one, there is even a proverb that women are like children. You can tell them anything and they will believe you. So, now, when you see these things here, we are saying that they are not all true. So what are they in a sense? They are stereotypes. They are stereotypes. Yes. Stereotypes are those things that are there but they are not true. They are not correct. They are not true. But we think of them as being real, as being true. So when we think of a woman, we say, the women are lazy. But this is the woman who wakes up in the morning, goes to the garden with her children, comes back, prepares lunch, yes? At times goes back to pick maybe food, or maybe to weed, or maybe to get firewood, comes back to prepare a meal, wash the children, wash the dishes, mop their houses. Mopping is in the countryside, in the towns. In the countryside, she swept in the morning before she went out. And then give the food, prepare the children to go to bed. And you say she's what? She's lazy. And then we say she's a weaker sex. You see? So you understand the term stereotypes. So they are not true. Okay? Now, this one came in with perceptions, isn't it? That we perceive men and women to be different. That's gender. We can perceive them if we choose to actually perceive them in a positive manner. When you look here, even the word hardworking, at times we are thinking of it in a wrong way. Or we can think of beautiful because we want to relate it to sexual objects. That even what may seem positive here is not really seen in the positive sense. It can be negative. And then when you look at these ones here, you look, in the majority of them are what? Positive, isn't it? So the majority of them are positive, and the majority of these ones are negative. So that in gender, we talk about gender being relational. So you are looking at men vis-a-vis the women. And the women, in most cases, we describe them in the negative term. Okay? And so, because of these ones here, because of these social constructions here, and because of these roles we have assigned them here, yes? We assign them resources different. Get that? So we assign resources. So differences in access to resources. And what are resources? Quick. I have to go. I have only 10 minutes. Resources. What are resources? Yes. Land. Do most women own land? No. But didn't we say that they are the ones who provide the family with food? Yeah. Yes. So they don't own land. Okay? Why? In most cases, because of these things here. Because of these things here. And why? Because we think a woman is going to get married elsewhere. So we don't give them land. Where they go, they are considered out of the clan. They are not part of the clan. Okay? Where they came from, they are said, those ones are going to get married. We don't have to give them. What other resources do we have? Yes? Capital. Do women have capital? Some. Majority? No, because they don't have land, they can't take credit, they can't take loans because they need collateral. And they don't have land as collateral because they are not employed. Yes? What else? Children. Yes, they have children, but in most cases they are not responsible for those children. Who is? They are responsible in the sense, but who owns the children? The man. The children belong to the man. Okay? Yes? What else? What other resources? Yes. Household equipment? Yes, some they have, like a hall. They have access to a hall. They may not have access to a machine. They may not have access to the radio. They may not have access to the bicycle in some areas. In Uganda, they don't. In the northern part, women have their bicycles. But the radio belongs to who? The man. Okay? And which means now gives us another type of resource, which is information. So in most cases, women may not get information. Why? Because they don't have the radio. Okay? So the resources themselves, the way they are assigned, the way they are given out, takes into consideration the roles that we give women and how we perceive them and describe them. Okay? So then, of course, when we are looking at roles and resources, we can talk about rights. What are women? What are their rights? Yes? What rights do they have? What rights? They have basic rights, yes? They're entitled to housing, they're entitled to health, they're entitled to education. Were all women receiving education? No, not until UPE. But even with UPE, are all women receiving primary education? No. And don't the majority of women, some girls anyway, fall out of school? Do they fall out of school because they don't want to read? Why do they fall out of school? Early pregnancy, which is related to defilement, is related to incest in the home. It is related to all kinds of things, not there under their control. What else? How else do they fall out of school? Distance from the school is very far, so they can't walk there. What else?
Lack of income.
Lack of income. Scholastic materials. Pressure from home to get out and do what? And get married and work at home in the family, on the family land. You see what I mean? Why does the boy child fall out of school? Peer pressure. What else? They want money. They want money. Go to Ministry of Education abstracts. It will show you that boys fall out of school because they want cash, ready money. They are not interested in going to school where it is going to take them a long time to earn money. And if you go to Busia here, you'll find that there are a number of younger kids trading across. Yes? Boys, isn't it? And if you go to the fishing villages, you find quite a lot of boys doing what? Fishing. They are looking for money. Okay? All those, by the way, are gender issues. Yes? Those are gender issues. The girl, it is circumstantial. It is the environment that is stopping her. Okay? We are not saying that the boy should not be addressed. We are saying the boys' issues should be addressed and the girls' issues should be addressed. Okay? And so we've looked at resources, we've looked at rights, we've given some rights, and that girl has a right to go to school. And then when we talk about entitlements, what do we understand? What are your entitlements as a university student?
Entitled to attend the lecture in time.
Yeah, so the lecturer should be there to offer. What else? That you are given a syllabus, you are given a course outline, yes? And that you are given an exam when you are supposed to have an exam, that you have light when you are supposed to be reading, you are given a meal on time. All those are your entitlements. You are entitled. And also, here in gender, we talk about entitlements. What are men and women entitled to? Information, resources, all those are entitlements. Okay? Now, when we look at these, and then we say, these are differences, isn't it? Those are differences. We can say that these differences are, one, historical, that they have been there all along. Yes, they've been there all along. That if you go in history, we've seen that actually things change. Okay? So we can say that the gender changes across history. It changes across, we can say this is time. Yeah, across time, history time. And we can say that it changes across geographical regions, isn't it? Because we said that women in the north do what? Ride bicycles. In Uganda, it is a taboo. In Toro, it is a taboo to see a woman riding a bicycle. Women in the eastern region are the experts in roofing the houses, building houses, isn't it? They are known, they are experts. But you didn't tell me that. Yes? In my own culture, it is a taboo to see a woman on the road. You see what I'm saying? So, there are these geographical differences. And then, of course, if we go here in, who is in charge of babies here? Who is in charge of looking after babies? House girls? In the rural areas, you have house girls? It is the woman, the mother. When you go in Papua New Guinea, unless it has changed now, in Papua New Guinea, after the baby is weaned, 2 to 2.5 years, the baby belongs to the mother. He's in charge. He's the one to look after the baby. So you can see it is a different culture. For us here, we'll say, you think that one is a man, he looks after the baby. Yeah? That one is not a man. Yeah? And so you say that one is not a man, he's doing women's roles. So you see how they change you geographically. And that's why we are saying that these things are not cast in stone. It is us who made them. If we see they are constraining us, what can we do? We can change them. Okay? So we say that actually gender varies over time, it varies over historical times, it varies over geographically, and it varies how? Fred, how else does it vary? Any?
Story, time,
geography. That's it? That's it. Okay? Yes?
We'd also reading.
Yeah, well, yeah, we can say culture. Cultural. Okay? Cultural, religious.
Those cut across all those.
Yeah. So these ones can vary across all these. Yeah? So you go in different areas, you find people assigning different roles and what have you. Okay? And so we are saying that actually we can deconstruct gender. We can deconstruct all these things we've looked at to make them more favorable to women, to make them more favorable to men. Now, in order to make them more favorable, one of the things we do is we talk about gender equality. Gender equality. We talk about gender mainstreaming. Because gender mainstreaming is supposed to lead to gender equality. So what is gender mainstreaming? Anybody? I had somebody mention gender mainstreaming. So what is it? Anybody? Try. All these things are try and error. I will never laugh at you. And nobody will laugh at you. So what does gender mainstreaming mean? Yes, sir. No? Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Nobody? Yes.
You say it can be the reforms.
The reforms.
I think that creating equality between people sexes.
So we can look at it as the reforms. We can look at it as transformations in society. And so how do we do it? We make sure that if we are having, for example, your curriculum, yes? The curriculum you're looking at, you talk about issues of men and women. That issues of men and women are talked about, that they are very clear examples of what men do and what women do, that they are very clear methods of conducting research that focuses on men and focuses on women. That we don't go to the field and only ask men because they are the head of the household. And then we come back and we say, we have actually addressed all issues. You have no. You didn't say what the women wanted. I will give you an example from Tororo. This one was an example from Tororo, one of the sub-counties, and I won't say what that sub-county is. Now, at one of the sub-counties in Tororo, the district went to the sub-county and they wanted to know what the sub-county wanted. And so they put the men aside and they put the women aside. And they said, you discuss what are the issues that you really want to address in this community. After like an hour, they brought them back here and they said, now you tell us. The men said, we have to tell you first. We have to tell you first, we haven't. So the men came and they said, for us here in our sub-county, you can see how the sub-county is dilapidated. We need a 4-wheel drive for the sub-county chief. We need all the uniforms for the police renovated. We need the compound come up. We need come up. We need our sub-county to look smart. Okay? So they finished all the class. And then the women. Now, next is the women. The women came. And they said, for us, in this sub-county, there are a number of things that actually stop us from developing. Number one, what do we need? Hands up.
Education.
Very good. We need education. You said the children, now children fall out because they have to travel long distance, yeah? They said we need a nearby school right here. Second, I saw your hand, yes? They said we need a clinic. For us women, we cannot walk 10 kilometers to go to the hospital in Toronto. We cannot walk 20 kilometers with the children on our back. We need a clinic right here. Third, we need safe water. We are tired of our children falling sick, cholera, typhoid, what have you. We are tired. We need a safe water right here. Yes.
Security.
We need security. We are tired. There are people coming in, taking our chicken, taking our goats. We are tired. Then what did the men say? Yes, the men said. The men were all holding their chicks. We did not think about that. Here, what did they say? We did not think about that. So they came to decide what is it that they are going to do now as a group. The men all raised their hands. We want the things that the women have mentioned to be addressed first. They said they wanted what? The things the women said to be addressed first. That's why we said not all men are decision makers. Why? Because we have different roles, isn't it? That because women are the one in charge of the sick, they have to run and go long distances. They demand that they have nearby clinics. Okay? And so for us, it is very important that when we are planning, we need to plan with both males and females, so that we get all those voices. So that's why we said that actually gender mainstreaming, we need to make sure that the men are involved in gender mainstreaming, and also the women are involved in gender mainstreaming. We need to make sure that the programs at the sub-county level, yes, at the district level, at the parish level, that are mainstream, that they address gender issues. The things we are talking about, the water, the clinics, all those things have to be talked about. Okay? And then, of course, if that is gender mainstreaming, if it leads to equality, what is equality? What is equality? Yes, yes.
And then having equal chances or opportunities to access resources.
Very good. Very, very good. So here we are saying equal chances / opportunities. That both males and females should be given opportunities. That if you are sending your children to school, both of them should be given opportunities. If you have a child with a disability, you cannot stop that child with a disability from going to school because it is her right or his right. And it is your mandate, your obligation as a parent to give that child what? Education. And so it is the same thing for males and females. They have a right to be educated. And so as a parent, you have an obligation to give that child education. Yes? And so we cannot say, you see, this child here is a girl. I don't think I can send her for engineering. Why not, if she's interested in engineering? That, in other words, young people should say what they're interested in, so that they can go for that particular degree. There was a man in Makerere. Yes, there was a man in Makerere. He was a medical doctor. He said, my son, you are going to take a medical degree, just like your father. The boy said, I'm not interested in medicine. He said, no, that's the degree you're going to take. Yes? It will bring you money, it will do what? The boy said, I'm not interested, Daddy, in medicine. He said he was interested, it was music. It was music. He said, how can you go to music?
I want to be like Google.
Hey. And so the young man went, got his medical degree, And once he got the medical degree, he held it like this. Daddy, here is your degree. They take your degree. Now, let me go and do my own degree. He went for his music and became actually a known musician. In other words, professionals, we should not look down upon professionals. We can develop ourselves and we can develop our nation depending on any profession that we take on. We shouldn't say, that one is a teacher. Me, I'm an engineer. That I'm a pilot. Yeah? I'm what? That one is a nun. No, all of them are important. And what we shouldn't say to our girls is that, hey, you're a girl, you cannot do engineering. You're a girl, you cannot do this, you cannot do this. If they're interested in it, give them an opportunity. Okay? So we are not saying that men are here and women are here. We can't, because biologically we are different. So we cannot be the same biologically. But socially, we can be the same. You can be an engineer, I can be an engineer. You can perform very well, you can perform very well. Okay? Thank you very much. I think I'm going to stop there. My colleague is going to come in and talk about how we actually promote these things through socialization and then sexual harassment. I have eaten into your time. I'm very sorry about that.